How's it going? You live here tonight? That's outstanding. My name is Spivey, and I am a father of a child with autism, which means I'm an adventurer. And I've learned a lot from kids that I cannot learn from adults, right? So basically, I'm a confused parent, which puts me in the same boat as all parents. And what I'm going to talk about today is tech, because I'm also a programmer. I'm a techie. And I think there's a way that techies can become more involved with autism. So to tell you the story, me and my wife got in a intense discussion about how we were going to teach my son. What are we going to do? One day he's going to want a phone. Our other sons have phones. They want to do this. They want to do that, blah, blah, blah. And we spent 5 minutes going, is he going to read this the way they read it? Is he going to touch it the way they touch it? And basically, by the time we got done with that discussion, he was already on the phone and tablet playing games because his brothers already taught him. So I said that to say, essentially, what I learned is that kids, be it autistic, any type of special needs, apparently they like games. And they can be motivated to learn through these games. So it doesn't matter what tool you put in front of them, be it a tablet, be it a phone, be it a computer or laptop, they will find a way to play those games. They may not find a way to listen to what you said or clean their room or do laundry, but they will find a way to play those games. So what tech can do as far as autism, how we can help, is we can harness that motivation into learning. So instead of assuming what these kids can and cannot do, we can say, well, what do they like to do? And we can build our products, tech products, software with empathy for our consumers. I say that because we could be missing an entire consumer base. You could be missing my son when you're thinking about the software that you build, right? Or we could be missing 1 out of every 68 children in the United States has been diagnosed with autism. So imagine that. Imagine if you're that kid and everything is built for the kids around you, but they don't have anything built for you. What would you do? You're just lost. Right? It seems like it doesn't matter right now because, to me, it doesn't matter as much because I grew up in a day and age where you had a pen and a pencil. You went to the counter to buy airline tickets, train tickets, and things of that nature. But I realized that my son, although he's 9, by the time he gets to that age, if he wants to travel, buy airline tickets, buy groceries, he'll all of a sudden be faced with the challenges of technology. How does he deal with this? What does he do? He doesn't pick up a phone like we did. He may not necessarily walk into a grocery store quite as often as you and I did. So he's going to be confronted with figuring out and learning this technology. This seems daunting to me because I'm me. But to him, as I told in the story before, it was nothing. It's what he grew up with. So what we have to realize is that although we're older than them, we're from a different generation per se, we have to build for the next generation and not necessarily build for the past. The way we can do that is we can get rid of our misconceptions. We can stop saying, okay, can this kid read? Will this kid like this? Can this kid do that? And we can ask the kids. Because had I had ditched the argument or the heated discussion with my wife and spent about 30 or so seconds, as she told me beforehand, asking my son, what do you like? He would have told me, I want your phone. Now, I haven't gotten that phone back quite yet, and I don't expect to. I had to buy a new one. But what you see up here is different tools that have been created by many different companies. Many parents have gotten together and decided that they want to learn how to program and build apps motivated just to teach their kids. Some of the apps are helping kids basically play games, right? So there's games that teach kids colors. I found one where you just pop balloons. So it says pop the red balloon, pop the green balloon. We all like to pop balloons, right? But you don't want to go buy a bunch of balloons and put them all over your house for kids to pop. So it's much easier to have it in an app. And within that app, my son was able to learn his colors. So when I say red, he goes, oh, red balloon, red. He equates it to that. And that is one of the big things that tech could do for kids with autism. We can think about those kids. We think about everything else, right? We think about how can we make cars move without keys. We think about dating apps. We think about how can we make textbooks into an app and things of that nature. But what we forget is there are kids who are really, really visual, autistic kids, and we don't build apps for them. So I encourage everybody out here, when you go back to your offices and start to build and think about technology, think about the kids with autism and build your products with empathy for children with special needs, for 1 out of every 68 kids in America, including my son. I appreciate you guys' time.